here in this place right here was a party was going on. It was a 2-day party that actually a few days beforehand another producer asked to make it go for 1 day longer. It was only supposed to go until Friday. And then another producer came, let's make it 1 day more. Okay, I just learned that about 2.5 months ago from the deputy regional director here, the person in charge of all the communities here. Okay, and it was like, oh, this might not have happened if you know, it's what if, right? You don't know. That's just one of the things of fate. And can you imagine? Now there are a bunch of people here. There's like, for the Americans among you, maybe like a little Woodstock-ish. It was an outdoor rave. Where people, where they were selling food and drinks and everything like that, and all along that tree line over there, and over in that direction, going in this direction, they had all these portable toilets, about 20 that way and 20 that way as well. I don't know if you've seen the films of some of the atrocities were here, and you remember. I don't know. The reason I'm saying this is because what the terrorists did when they came in, they went at the toilets. If anyone, people were hiding inside those toilets. I remember opening up one and seeing all the blood. That was what was here. This sort of became a place now where people are coming, Israelis, not even just the foreigners like yourselves, the journalists, but Israelis are coming. It's sort of a place to sort of pay homage as well, and to remember the people that fell here. Each one of these, they came and they planted trees, and with the names, oftentimes, of the people, their pictures, obviously, for those that we know who they were. Some of them were foreigners as well, so they don't necessarily have families here. I remember that was the entrance, one of the entrances in the park. Another one is over in that direction. We came and we did that whole ziggy-zaggy drive. And there were cars there, and each one of those cars, I like to say, tells a story, because each one of those cars was a family or a couple or whatnot. And outside of one of the cars, I still remember, it's pictured in my mind, a woman's makeup set, and another one of them right outside the car were little kids' toys and drawing crayons and whatnot as well. There's each one of those cars is a story. Those cars that you saw, you guys weren't there, but in the graveyard, the car graveyard, not too far from here, each one of those cars came from here or along the road of the communities, and it had to be checked. It had to be checked for explosive materials, and it had to be checked for body parts. And not just checked once, but checked 2 and 3 times to make sure that we didn't leave any of the body parts in there, and that there weren't any explosives and was safe to be around. And also, because of the residue of the explosive as well, it's not safe for people. And this is what's left of what was a party. Now, when I was here, there were still all the tents around here, and there were still some bodies here as well the first time I was here. It's not a pleasant place to be. It's not flowers, and it's a totally different picture. But imagine if you were at this party on the morning, and you've been raving for the last 2 days and nights, and all of a sudden rockets and mortar are flying down on you. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what we know today that's happening. And what are you going to do? People started getting into the cars. Now, the security thing right there, that one wasn't here. Okay, there were other, and these gray ones that are now just set up. These are all ones that we knew. By the way, if something happens, run either to there or inside one of these gray, the cement reinforced security places. Okay, it's important that you know that. What did these people do? They started running to their cars. In general, Tel Aviv's that way, to the south is that way. The road goes like that, the 232 road. Most of the people get into the cars and they start driving in the direction we came from. The problem is, at that major intersection there, where the traffic circle was, there were terrorists waiting for them over there. Mm-hmm. terrorists were coming in here, started shooting as well, and people were running away. And those who went to the right got in their cars and drove to the right. At the next junction right over here, the Rame Junction, terrorists were there because they attacked a military outpost over there as well. And so people were going back and forth, they didn't know what to do, and they were being gunned down as they got there. Hindsight tells us that those who were lucky enough or smart enough, or I don't know what you're going to say, to get out of their cars and start running to the east in that direction. And there were those that ran for 20 and 30 kilometers without water, sometimes without shoes, many of them without shoes. I mean, they were caught off guard totally. And they ran and they ran and they ran east